Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. I will say happy Mother's Day and also mm, for those who have a terrible relationship with your mother, or there's friction or trouble or distance. I understand. This is a Gray Sheep episode, a special edition for Mother's Day. Yes, it is the day of, but I kind of didn't know how I wanted to do it. There are so many ways, and I still have so much anger from my mom. And with me, I will never, some of us, because I'm not alone, some of us will never be able to have that sit down to settle things, to come to an understanding, or to even find new limits and things with how our mothers can treat us or when we will see them. And my condolences for those who understand what I'm talking about. But I kind of just want to at least do a quick video to kind of maybe help the gray sheep, or the ones who are not able to see their moms because of whatever reason, and maybe even give you guys some ideas that in some ways have helped me in a way get through it. Because I know even when I woke up, or even last night when I went to sleep, it's just like my heart was hurting, or it was just emotionally hurting. I could not sleep. I was in bed until like 5 or 5:30. I was still laying in bed, not able to fall asleep. That's how much emotional damage I have. And one reason why with my channel I talk about it, because I know there are other people, especially people with disability uh, disabilities, undiagnosed or diagnosed, newly diagnosed, and or the parents were ashamed of the diagnosis. I kind of feel like I'm in a gray area because doctors said nothing was wrong with me, and then all through my years I was, doctors told my mother to either punish me, spank me, yell at me, or even like I had to use my babysitting money to buy new shoes because I wore them out, and or before we left the house or went to family members called me into the room and threatened me, like if I tripped over myself and she caught me, then I whatever happened. So it's just the trauma. And also, this is a time for me to just, for the new moms out there, I'm not going to say this as a warning or whatever, but I'm just saying be careful with what you say and do with your children, because you may not think they they will remember. You may think they will automatically forget because especially their younger years, you might do something and they'll forget it. They're young. There are some things even when I was in first, second grade that I will never forget. And then throughout elementary school, middle school, and high school, there is just when the trauma, when I was old enough to start putting things together. And then once I got diagnosed, I was more capable of putting it together. And the most traumatizing part of everything is I will never be able to see if she would even apologize, because I wasn't diagnosed with my disability until I was in my mid 30s. And it's when on her deathbed, she was yelling at me, but then I keep hearing two people in my family say that she was concerned about me, or she was hoping that I would find out what was wrong. And I'm just like, what? It's like, to see that hurts even more. She refused to admit that she might have been wrong. She refused to admit that I wasn't a liar, or the times that I started lying, she created the monster Because yeah, if you call me, if you say I'm nothing but a liar, and that like, and this is what I'm talking about, like with the like, but with both parents, but today's theme is with mothers. Like if you call your child something over and over repeatedly, at one point they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I, you're gonna call me that anyways. I might as well be it. Or I might as well do it. I might as well see what I can get away with since you're already gonna call me that. You're saying that's all I can. I'm able to do, and then you say that's the only thing I'm good at. But then you say you always catch me when I do it. But then I'm so confused because, and that's one thing she always confused me with, because she always said she knew when I was lying, but then I wasn't lying, especially with the walking parts. But then there were other things that I wasn't lying about, and then there were times where other sisters would do, but then since I was the liar, it's like my mom wouldn't go to them, or my all that sister had to say was no, they didn't do it. And so then I would get spanked for that. And then sometimes it would, that sister would come into the room later, sorry, but thanks for taking the hit. I mean, they didn't say the end part, but it's like they worded it like I'm summarizing, but you don't know the trauma. And that's why I know, since no one will understand my personal trauma, I know, like, even on dating apps, sometimes when men are like, ooh, you're not a mom yet, I could turn you into a mom. And sometimes they go dark. They start telling me about their mothers, or some guys, oh, I gotta say this right now. This might be a special edition down the line, but how come it before 2:30, with some of the dating apps, a lot of these younger men are having mommy issues. So on Mother's Day, they just want to go over an older woman's house and sleep with them. Yeah, that's how they want to spend Mother's Day. They just want to go over to an older woman's house and sleep with them. Because before 2:30, it's like five different guys writing me, either saying I want to have fun, or do you want to have fun, or I'm good with my mouth, or yeah, this is not a child like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like it's kind of with Mother's Day, but it ain't for kids. But I mean, it's for the adult kids, you know. But yeah, some of you moms might need to call your children. And if your children don't answer, if they don't want to speak to you or whatever, that might be what they might be doing right now. They might be calling cougars. They might be calling older women, trying to get that emotional, physical. Like, I think they thinking they'll get some milk and cookies with the cookie, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. So, or they, some of them might be hoping they can get an alcoholic beverage with those cookies, anyway. But I don't know. I just find that alarming and scary. Like, not even 2:30 and 5. And so I've been blocking. I've been doing the blocking. And I took a couple screenshots because I know some people are going to be like, yeah, right. I'm not going to put them in this episode. I'm probably going to put them on Patreon, but I have to blur some of it and everything like that. So, because some of these poor lads, I don't know their mommy situation. I don't know their family's like setup and stuff. So, like, usually I just try to show the absolute ignorant, arrogant, naive, racist bigots who just are trying to be as demeaning, awful, terrible, just cruel as humanly possible. Those are the ones where I don't care if you see their face, I don't care if you see their name, I don't care if you know who they are. I don't care. But with some of these younger guys, like, they're they're just trying to get a quickie. They need to get on Tinder. And yeah, I've never used Tinder. I don't think I never want to, because that's not no, thank you. But it's like, but if that's what you do, boo, that's what you do. It's like, if that's how you want to celebrate Mother's Day, I'm not knocking it. I'm that's not for me. I I don't want to, because to me that just shows that a lot of these men need to go to therapy. A lot of these men want to go to, they need to go to therapy. They should want to go to therapy. because instead of going to see mommy, you're gonna try to, yeah, do express emotions and not even feelings. Like I don't even. For a lot of men, it's not even emotional, whatever. It's just they want to get, But yeah, I don't like. I need to. I want to talk to therapists about, especially the sexuality and things from a male perspective and things, because it's crazy how quickly men just say, "Come over, I want to have some fun," or even homeless men. Oh, I've had a few this year. Oh, I live in my car, but I'm really good with my dot dot dot. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but you know the parts that they'll probably say or whatever. But moving on. So if you're one of those gray sheep who you just you don't even have to be a gray sheep, but if for some reason you have to have your distance today and it's just emotional and things like that, I would kind of recommend a couple things that you could possibly do. And one of the first items is, what's one thing that your mom hated about you? Or which hobby that she always told you you better stop doing, you can't do, or whatever. Or for me, she threatened to throw me out the house if I did it. And this is one of them. Yeah, she told me if I started a YouTube channel, she will throw me out the house and she will beat me until dot dot dot. And she even had some of my cousins who were on who would check out YouTube and had Facebook accounts because they would look me up and stuff like that, or try to see if they could keep track to see if they could find me. And they would look at my Facebook account and on a weekly or bi-weekly basis call her up and tell her everything that they could find on me. But then all of a sudden they were shocked that they couldn't find me anymore. And then I got yelled at and I was told that I had to unblock them, even though once I blocked them, I had a few months of peace, or even about for a couple of them it was like a year and a half of peace, because like they they I guess they didn't know about blocking, so they kept saying, "Oh, I don't really see she's not posting anything. I haven't seen any of her posts in weeks, months, a year." And that's when my mom would call me to the room, and like yeah, she would tell me I better unblock them that day so that they could keep track of me. Yeah. That's how I and sometimes I would block people that I didn't think were and who I thought were, because this way, like my mom would have to say their names. And I remember writing one of them saying, it's only for a few months. And I didn't say everything, but I said some things are going on right now. I need to test something. So, and they understood. And I was grateful. I was very grateful. But like a lot of people, like when I say my mom was good, she was good because like hardly anyone in the family or immediate family knew about this. And after my mom passed, I tried to tell them and they didn't want to hear it, or it was heartbreaking or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, it's heartbreaking for you. How do you? And that's another reason why it's like this day is a really rough day, because I thought once I was going to be able to admit my truth and admit everything that went on in that room or in the house when no one was home, when I thought I can actually vent and express the hurt and the pain, they were like, no, no. And then they're like, go to therapy, talk to a therapist. And then I'm like, some of the damage is including with you though, with like, because with some of you guys, you may not want to see your mom because she favored another kid. And sometimes when parents say, I don't have a favorite, be quiet, stop. Stop. Because I know my mother's favorite, especially when throughout the years, if I tripped over my feet, or if I did something, or if I didn't get the best grades or whatever, my mother would ask, I hope you know the only reason I had you is because your sister was came with the package or whatever. Yeah. And or why in the world did I waste my time having you? Or you're gonna you're gonna embarrass us by walk. And that's one reason why sometimes, like when it was time to see family, or when she wanted us to see family, I made sure I had to work. I tried my best to find a way to make sure I had to work on certain days and holidays to make sure that I was not going to be able to see family, because even and I'm staying on the mom thing, but it's like sometimes I think some of this, I can't be the only one, but sometimes the reason why you might have friction with other family members might be because of the relationship your mom had with that family member that then hurt your relationship with them. And I have that, like with couple of my aunts. I have that with some of my cousins, especially my mom talked about me to cousins, but then the way she talked about me, and then after she passed away, and then they started telling me about myself, but it wasn't about myself. And then when I tried to straighten it out, they're like, oh, I don't think that's right. What? Because I already told you guys about the promotional modeling. Uh, like with my mom, she only wanted to bring up when I worked alcohol promotions, and those helped pay, like for parts of grad school, that helped me get through with some of my bills and some of the things I had to take care of with paying for health insurance. That's how I paid it. But it's like I worked toy promotions, I worked tons of different grocery food from like, and a lot of video games too. Yeah, it's like I really enjoyed the video games ones, but and then cell phones and ride and drives. And there's just a lot of different, there's so many different types. But whenever I had to do the nightlife, or that's going to do like alcohol mostly, oh, she was, you're going to hell, you're such a sinner, you must not love God, no wonder you're walking like that, no wonder your walking's getting worse, your walking's getting worse because you're doing such sinful things. But then when my family went to one of the larger malls that's nearby, and I was working a promo with Santa Claus, and it was it, it was for the whole holiday. I was making decent money and I was also working other promos too, but that one was a main one. And I remember one time that my my car was overheating, and oh, I remember I tried calling my mom, and she was just like, well, you're only working that stupid promo stuff. You'll figure it out." And I remember being late for work because I had to call out of, I'll tell that story one day, because ah, some people ask, why did you stay with that no good guy and things like that? But when I needed family, family wasn't there when I needed them. And so then Mother's Day's come up, and it's just like, and then I just, well, I don't know well, you're going to hear the Disney internship story soon. And I've been through a lot of trauma, a lot of pain. But lastly, another idea, have a journal, write a letter. Don't send it, but a journal of letters of, if you could talk to her, vent, say whatever you want to. None of them are going to get to her. Write her as if you could say whatever's on your mind, whatever you can do. Or even get a food item that you love that she hated. There's a lot of different things, but if you need some time for yourself, a time for you to mentally vent, or a therapeutic day for yourself, do that. And if you have kids, think of a do something creative in a way that helps you vent while you're able to celebrate that role as a mother or as a parent for those fathers who might be listening. And just know that hopefully you have learned from what you've witnessed, what you've had been through, what you've seen, heard, or felt, the emotions that you had to go through. And just know that you're okay and you're wonderful and beautiful and amazing. And if some rough stuff happened while you had to go through it mentally, that you'll get through it. And if you feel like you still feel defeated, sometimes living through with a family or being in a family, sometimes it feels like war. Sometimes it's a battle after battle with no breaks, no interruptions at all, no peace. Sometimes the only peace you have is not seeing them or being able to embrace yourself, your own identity, the person who you love for yourself to be. And today, being Mother's Day, that might just be what you need today. I know that's what I need. So I'm probably going to be doing quite a few things my mom would have hated about me. Watching anime, Disney, writing, because I have so many ideas. So it's going to be a lot of writing of ideas, especially with my children's books. And yeah, I think that's going to be, I might do some gardening if my foot lets me, but we'll see. But enjoy the day, enjoy your peace, enjoy enjoy the new memories. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and for those who are figuring out a way to get through it, baby steps, and just remember to breathe, stay hydrated, and maintain your well being. And remember, just breathe, breathe. And if you have a friend that can help you stay out of the dark spots, out of this dark space, even if you can blast that music, your favorite music that she hated too, that's another thing. Yeah, there's so many things. Yeah, well, there's so many things she hated about me. So yeah, but anyways, you guys stay awesome, amazing, wonderful, and beautiful. And just know that you are loved, you are cherished, you're amazing. Bye.